Hello and welcome back to the Sports News. Right now we are joined by Coach Michael Maves of the Evansville Albany Blue Devils. Coach, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the team. How are you guys looking this year?
Well, we're looking good. We got some nice kids coming back on both sides of the ball. We're hoping to be in the top three teams in the conference this year, and it's going to be a tough conference. There's a lot of parity this year, and a lot of good players coming back.
So you said your goal is to finish in the top three of the conference this year. Who are you going to be battling with to try to get up there and get some wins?
Well, I tell you, I coach with Coach Crandall over in East Troy in the All-Star game this year, and he expects his team to be pretty good, and they got some nice players coming back. Jefferson, Steve Gee he coached the North or the South Big School this year in the Shrine Bowl. He's going to have a great team, and Mike Gregory and Edgerton, it's going to be tough. It's going to be 4 or 5 teams right there.
Now, who do we have for returners? Any players to watch as the season unfolds?
We have our backfield back from last year, which is pretty rare. You got all 3 backs coming back, Rudders, Banks, and Riker Brown. And we have our quarterback coming back. Offensively, I'm the offensive coordinator, so I'm kind of listing them first, but our tackle, Rue Piper, is coming back in our center. So we got 8 starters back on offense. We got to fill some line spots, and that's kind of what we're focusing on right now. There's a nice competition in camp right now for that.
Now, what is the team strength? I would imagine returning all your backs probably have a pretty solid running game this season.
Yep, as long as we can create some holes, I know those guys can run the ball.
Okay.
And our defense is actually, I would say, our strength this year. We have a defense that flies around, and they did pretty well week 1.
Now, any preseason surprises, any players that maybe jumped out that you weren't necessarily expecting?
Yeah, there's on the defensive side of the ball, there's some defensive linemen. One guy's name's Noah Pagel that has been really a force inside. He's just had a great offseason lifting, and it's translated to some plays on the field. And then offensively, we have a couple guys that have really shown in the preseason. Some more backup positions to add depth.
Fantastic, and we know coming up later this season, we'll be covering a big rivalry here on CW57, that Evansville-Edgerton matchup. Coach Maves, thank you so much for joining us here on the Sports News today.
You bet.
That's Coach Michael Maves of the Evansville Albany Blue Devils. We'll be back with more of the Sports News in just a moment.